Hello everybody, and welcome back to a Monday night City of Mist. We're actually playing City of Mist this time, because I'm not midway through a life-threatening fever. I am your, underprepared Master of Ceremonies, Jay, and I am joined, as always, by my wonderful investigators. I am joined by Chris, who is playing Clark, the Rift of Father Time.
Who would also like to let you know that you froze through like that whole intro sequence.
Bitches and sons thereof!
On Twitch. It's fine. You didn't freeze, we did.
That's fine, as long as Twitch heard
fine.
you. I have no
Twitch heard
fucking
you.
clue what's going on right now.
Mothers and fuckers of the jury, we are going to be experiencing our usual level of technical difficulties, because...
We are scuffed.
Fuck us, I guess.
So scuffed.
I'm joined by Vary, the Rift of an unknown entity so far.
Hello.
Yes. I am joined by Kelly, who is playing the recently revealed Mal, the Rift of the Death Tarot.
What up?
Which we were going to talk about last week. It was... But... Sanity exited.
Last week was a write-off.
Yeah. And finally, we are joined by Fraser, who has been playing the normally boring Cal, who has been playing the Rift of Bugs Bunny.
Hello.
So, last week, and I'll talk about last week because I don't fucking remember it. It was a weird fever dream, and I'm genuinely a little bit scared to watch the video back.
None of us were feeling it, so we all just talked shit for several hours.
Couple of
And
hours.
none of us committed any war crimes.
Did we? I mean, I always need to be reminded in the morning after a night like that whether or not I committed any war crimes. Okay, there are only so many letters I can send to The Hague. Right, so last time we played City of Mist, some shit went down. Effie unveiled an incredible new power. The boys patched up Buck and Mark, readying for the final fight, and the Heartside kind of sort of crumbled a little bit. Well, why am I talking about this when I can just have Kelly take it away?
Dear Diary. That was all kinds of fucked up. I mean, the Dawn was in the Hearthside. He had Meg by the throat. Poor Buck and Mark were just down. I don't know what Effie did to scare him off, but I feel like it's changed her, whatever it was. She's more powerful than I think any of us realised, and even though I know it would probably make more sense to be scared of her, I'm mostly just scared for her. And then number one showed up and offered to introduce me to the rest of the numbers. And I mean, I went with him immediately. I can't keep being the useless newbie that everyone else needs to keep their eye on. I need to get stronger, and we need the help. And if I can get us any allies in this fight, then I'm sure as hell not passing that up. And then I met them. And I realized what they are. What we are. They were all tarot cards. And I'm death.
Fantastic.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're officially into some fucking shit today.
That's right, folks. I'm death.
Exactly. And so, I'm just going to change the music here from the nice and casual, peaceful little guitar melody to some more intense shit. So, Mal. The last time we left off, you had just walked into the main chamber of the Cult of Cards. With you is number one, your erstwhile ally, who you met by him shooting you in the face.
We're under the bridge.
But has since become a more repentant and beneficent figure. In the room are numbers 5, 9, 11, 17, 21, and 22. Sorry, I gotta send a message. I got 22, 21. Sorry, there are 22 of them. It goes up to it's from 0 to 21. My apologies.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is 22? I've never heard of that one.
The 22 is the fuck you card, which, by the way, if you draw it out of any tarot deck, it explodes and kills you and everyone else in a 30-foot radius.
Frog's fault. Everyone dies.
Yeah, it's just it's a rock. Sorry, I got to send a message in the middle. I got to send a message in the middle of that monologue and it completely derailed me.
The mysterious old woman flips over the tarot card, and it depicts someone who looks exactly like you in a hot air balloon flying directly into power lines.
Yeah, and it's just said, and it just says, no.
No, it says YOLO.
Stole that joke.
Yodo.
Do you want to make that clear? I've never had an original thought in my life. Not about to start now. I feel like the last time we were doing this, 21 was, I don't know, saying shit.
You were asked, as well as number one, what you and number one came here to sort of plead your case to get their help in dealing with Don Caligari. And 21 asked you to take a place at the table. You are holding a card that depicts number 13, sometimes called the Nameless Arcana, but largely known simply as Death. And there is a chair with the Roman numerals XIII carved into the back of it, waiting for you.
I guess I sit down.
You sit in the chair. It's got a comically tall back that extends easily twice your height. But the cushion on it is actually surprisingly comfortable, and there's a small divot in the table that is just the right size for your card.
Okay. Do the rest of them have their cards in front of them in the same little divots?
They do. They have their cards face up in the divots.
I'm gonna put mine in it as well then.
21 watches you, his bald head and truly chiseled features unmoving as he watches you and number one take your places. And he says, in a voice that shakes the room, "So, what is it you bring to us?"
I kind of look at number one, Is he gonna do the talking? Am I gonna do the talking?
He
We
kinda
should
gives-
strategize this before we came out the room, probably.
He kind of gives you a little bit of a, go on.
Well, Don Caligari is alive, and if you'll excuse my language, a fucking menace. He's hurting a lot of people I care about, and I don't really know what I'm doing with my powers yet. And I'm not strong enough to protect them on my own.
Don Caligari's survival has long been a known issue. He did once come to us to beg for power.
Shit.
21 sort of leans forward, separates his hands for the first time, places them on the table. Every single movement this man makes, you feel as if the world is turning under your feet. He moves very deliberately. And speaks slowly so that you can feel that he is choosing every word with very particular care. After he survived his defeat some years ago, the Dawn came to me to acquire the power to create rifts. This power was granted for a price. For nothing truly great is unearned.
What was the price?
The Dawn provided us with certain guarantees as regarding his operations and our own.
Like a you stay out of my way, I'll stay out of yours kind of deal, or?
Very accurate.
Okay, well... This kind of sounds like he's not really holding up his end of the deal then, since he's been targeting me pretty relentlessly. I mean, I know this is my first time here, and I know I'm just meeting all of you, but if our powers are all connected, then...
You, despite your youth, are 13, and you are one of us.
Thank you.
This is the first time in this city's long, long history that all 22 of the major arcana have survived at the same time.
So there was a 13 before me.
Long ago.
Okay. What does that mean then, if all 22 of us are here?
It means that you and I are in a truly unique position to help one another. You are aware of your own abilities,
Yeah.
your immortality,
Mm-hmm.
of which we have tested a number of times.
Yep.
I assume that number one has not explained to you the purpose of this.
The purpose of testing me?
Precisely.
No. No, he hasn't.
Good. We are the Cult of Cards. Each of us a piece of the major arcana. And you had to be tested to see if your power was truly genuine. There have been pretenders before.
Oh, wow.
Those who sought to enter our ranks through pretense. But you truly are death.
You said we were in a position to help each other. What do you need my help with?
I have lived for so long, where there have been a few of each major arcana. I am the only 21. I am the world. He takes his hands off the table and he stands, and you feel everything around you shift. You feel as if the earth has moved under your feet, and you feel a pull towards this man, not like some kind of attraction or sort of reverence. This is a literal gravitational pull. When this man says he is the world, he's not exaggerating. "21 looks at you and he says, "You require assistance in your oncoming battle with the Avatar of Kronos. And we, now that all 22 of us are here, we require your assistance with a ritual."
What does the ritual do?
It was said long ago by a mad hierophant that when all 22 pieces of the major arcana were brought together, we would be able to save the world.
Yeah, okay, I mean, it's not, like, is there a catch? It's not gonna, like, you know, we're not all gonna, like, explode at the end of the ritual or something.
No.
Right? Okay, cool.
But our powers combined will bring forth that which will save the world.
Oh, cool, okay, so it's like a summoning ritual kind of thing. Sounds good. I'm in.
The face doesn't move much, but you detect just like the smallest raising of an eyebrow. Just the tiniest twitch in a face that's just like, that's it? Was that easy?
Save my friends and save the world. That's kind of a no-brainer. Like, save my friends and save the world, or don't get any help from you guys and also have to deal with whatever thing it is that the world needs saving from later. That seems like a pretty easy choice.
Don Caligari's resurfacing and his recent more brazen acts, spurred on, I think, by you and your friends, do merit a significant threat to this city.
Yes, it does. Keeps trying to kill people, for one.
You should know more than anyone else that death is a part of life. But order, the order that he threatens, is a part of something much greater. Tell me, 13. Do you swear that you will aid the Cult of Cards in their efforts to save the world?
I do.
In return, I, 21, the world, offer our assistance, unilaterally and without condition, to defeat Don Caligari. That's it. A voice from across the table. Sitting under the number 9 chair.
Number 9 again.
I've got it written down as the Hermit.
Hermit. Cool.
Just kind of looks at you and is like, "That's it? That's all? That's all you were? That was it?"
What do you mean?
Lady, you don't understand. We've been watching you. We've been keeping an eye on you since you first stepped into the mist, since the first time you died.
Okay, creep. That's out of character. That's out of character.
Okay, fair.
Sorry. That was an instinct from deep within me.
We've been monitoring you, been keeping an eye on making sure that you were truly one of us, and two of our number have killed you before. One of which you came through the door with.
I mean, got off to a rocky start, but, you know, he's a nice enough guy. The other one I would like to have words with, but, you know, bigger fish. Bear? I only died a little bit.
If it's good enough for the world, it's good enough for me. And
Nice to meet you, by the way.
9 stands and walks out.
I just really love that. 2 people killed you! Yeah, but I got better energy.
I only killed you a little bit, I got better. Number one has been forgiven. The other guy I would like to have words with. Slightly violent words with. But like I said, bigger fish. And honestly, the words I would like to have with him have got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you hurt me, and everything to do with the fact that he almost hurt you.
I appreciate that, I have to say. I am grateful.
Mm-mm. The cult stuff is one thing. Collateral? No.
"21 brings his fist down on the table. And again, everything tremors. "Then I declare this meeting adjourned." As the other remaining members sort of file out, the big man who was sitting in the chair, marked number 11, sort of sidles round to you. This is the man you recognize was with number 1 when you were first shot.
Remind me what number 11 is. I'm sorry, I don't have any tarot in front of me.
Strength.
Cool.
He sort of sidles up and is like, Hey,
again.
You holding up okay?
I mean,
He's visibly uncomfortable.
very well all things considered, to be honest with you, man. I mean, I get that you guys have got this whole, like, you know... Closest thing I can kind of compare it to is, like, you were hazing me?
I mean...
Or something?
Kinda.
Like, I mean... Did you have to... Did everybody have to do... some sort of test of their powers?
I mean, I suppose that the most similar one is probably between, I guess, you and me, because they hit me with a truck. I walked that off. Like a big, like a whole...
Pros.
They hit me with a truck.
They hit you with a truck? Shit, dude.
Yeah. Like a big ass truck.
Jesus Christ, I thought, like, they would, I don't know, maybe make you lift a bunch of shit or something. I mean, like, I get hitting me with, I get, like, you know, crashing me into a wall or shooting me in the head because I'm literally supposed to be immortal, but...
Oh no, dude, I hit the truck hard. I hit the truck a lot harder than it hit me.
Jesus.
I mean, I broke my arm, but, you know, like you said, I got better.
Well, then she kind of, like, slaps him on the other arm, not the one that has previously been broken, and she kind of goes, well, I'm glad you didn't die.
And, I'm glad that it didn't stick. You see that behind him, number
Appreciate
one
that.
is just kind of going.
Appreciate that. Good to, you know,
You
properly introduce ourselves.
and I kind of
Not that I'm allowed
just
to give you my name.
I just kind of wanted to say that, you know, what Chariot did was, I didn't sign off on that, you know.
No, sounds like he kind of went rogue on that one. Do you know where I could find him by any chance?
No.
Oh.
I mean,
Did he do a runner after that? Or something?
no, no, man, he's just a guy who moves around a lot.
That makes sense.
Like, he's just kind of hard to pin down, you know. But if you know previous things that have been mentioned, then you and I are probably going to be working together.
Awesome.
So
You wanna come meet the rest of them?
he sticks a hand out.
She enthusiastically shakes his hand. I like this guy already.
You notice that he is very intentionally being very gentle, like he barely curls his hand around yours. I'm number
He
11.
basically just hold his hand out like that, and I will take it and do the
Yeah, he's a big fucking dude.
right. Not allowed to use names. I guess I'm 13 then.
Well, 21 will be giving out the orders, so we'll see who ends up helping you. But if this Dawn guy is as scary as 21 thinks he is, then there'll probably be a few of us.
Well, since y'all have been, you know, and she kind of like gestures off in the direction number 9 walked off in, watching me. I think I don't need to, you know, start handing out business cards or anything. You guys will know how to get in touch.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I know that's kind of weird, but somebody dies in this city and then gets up again.
Fair. I'm choosing to take it as a kind of protective thing rather than an insanely creepy thing. Because I think that will, you know, make this easier.
Yeah, it was only later when we decided. Then it was decided we should kind of stress test this.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, this went about a million times better than I thought it was going to, and I would like to go check on my friends now. But it was good meeting you.
Good luck.
Thanks. Number 1, how do I get out of here?
Follow me.
Where the fuck are we?
Yeah, on. He walks you back down the long corridor.
Oh, do I still have my card?
Yes, you do.
Awesome, I'm keeping that. I'm going to return it to 0.
Yes, you're gonna need to give that back to 0.
Snap.
As you walk down the long corridor, and you find yourself back in the sort of the darkened room with 0 in his sort of like this sort of elongated child's frame, sitting behind the table.
Gary's face.
Oh yeah, 0's a fucked up dude.
Yeah.
Looks up at you and goes, "Your card."
Hands it back to him.
Takes the card. Takes number 1s. Produces a deck. Shuffles them back in. And then the deck, as he moves his hand across the deck, shuffling it, twisting it, he sort of sweeps like he would be fanning out the card, and instead there's just a huge ledger is just in his hand.
Okay. Neat trick.
Takes a pen from his pocket, and then takes another pen from behind his ear. He realizes the first pen is gone.
He took a pen. He took a ledger. Ledger.
Creepy interaction! Are we heading out today?
Yep, I am gonna go home and check on my friends.
Zero writes something in the book. And then looks up at you and says, oh, by the way, don't hold your breath. And
For what?
there is... the edges of your vision are suddenly filled with a burning aurora of bluish-green light, and you feel like you are just being yanked backwards.
Well, I like that.
You go falling through this tunnel of blue-green light, and for a second it feels like your entire body is being squeezed in a vice. And then you are suddenly across the road from the Hearthside. Like
Just like
you appear.
like leans against the walls like.
You
Jesus
appear
Christ.
alone. You see a fox just go fucking skittering away.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh my God, that felt horrendous. Oh my God. Number one.
Where? It's not there.
Okay. Yep. All of that happened. She pissed skills or something. I was like, right, okay, let's go. And walks across the road and into the hard side. Hello, Matt.
We are gonna move across a little bit as we engage in the Theo cameo. Where is everybody else at this moment?
If memory serves,
We're holding a trough. To me.
Do you?
Mr. Van!
To me.
Do you?
To me.
Do you?
Okay. Set it
Are
down.
the Choco Brothers against
Yeah.
safety regulations?
No, because we're doing it safely, and one of the most important things in carrying large items between two people is constant, clear communication.
Yes, constantly saying to me.
I. No curry for
I'm
cuties.
glad. I'm glad
Mwah.
you picked up what I was putting down.
That's also a
Well,
that's
no,
also
no,
a key.
I didn't. I aided you in putting it down, and we didn't pick it up again because we would have needed to have done that together.
Wait, I
As
pull
is
out
correct, two
two
man
trowels from my jacket pocket, and I hand one to Clark.
Thank you.
Let's get going. So. How
I'm
did
not
we do
100%
this?
sure
Did we
why
just-
we're doing this. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember that much.
They're
I
injured.
remember
We're putting concrete on them.
Oh yeah, this was it. This was the layering concrete onto Buck. That was
The
what it
two
was.
golems, yeah.
Buck and Mark.
Onto Mark, yeah,
You want to take Buck? I'll take Mark.
certainly.
Cool. Is Mark awake? Is
No,
either of them awake?
neither of them are awake.
Okay.
Mark has not regained consciousness once. Yeah, the Theo cameo.
Undo.
Woo!
Undo your buttons. Sorry, Mark. I'm not looking.
It's a gatto.
Mark is, for want of a better word, chiseled.
Does he have just like a big crack?
Oh,
Impact mark.
yes, he did. It's somewhere just below his sternum, like kind of there-ish.
Yeah.
And there are just large crack kind of spider webbing all across his torso and down his legs.
Okay. I just start scooping
Nasty.
concrete out and sort of spreading it all over, making sure it's like filling all the cracks and stuff.
Yeah.
And just sort of trying to reshape back out the torso section.
Clark just like puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, "Watch,"
Huh?
and begins to show you like a safety procedure of like laying concrete.
I go, oh yeah, yeah. I just scoop another one out and go.
Splat!
Look, I'm wearing. So I'm
You're
wearing.
gonna ruin his abs. You
I'm
know
wearing
that, right?
goggles. I turn around and I go, look, I'm wearing goggles and I have concrete all over them.
Exactly, you like fully cannot see.
And no, don't worry. I was gonna say as I'm like sort of carving it into abs for him.
I mean, I imagine what actually you're doing, because this is like the Bugs Bunny image in my head, is like building like a sand castle on him and then like sculpting like a little man on it or something.
Can I also
a bicep coming out of his like chest like this.
can I also say that instead of goggles, you're wearing Groucho Marx glasses with the nose and the mustache. Amazing.
I'm making a right mess of things, but I do,
Excellent.
you know.
I, on the other
Eventually
hand,
make
of
it
course,
look like a person.
meticulously and carefully making sure to fill in only the cracks and to make sure not to in any way disrupt the overall shape of the person. That
All
I'm
this-
He'd
wearing.
want 2 more arms coming out his body. Do you think he'd be able to use them?
I look over and, of course, you've already made the 2 arms.
I
All
can chop
this-
them off.
All this happening in the basement of the Hearthside. The two of you just fucking about and slacking concrete onto the two unconscious forms of
unconscious
Bargain Mark. Under the watch, I must remind you, under the very careful watch of the Midnight Ripper herself.
Do we
Tiffany
know
is
she's in the
just-
corner.
Standing in a corner, not
Because-
saying anything, just...
No, because she said something to the other 2 when they were left, but we hadn't gone down to the basement yet, so I don't think we know she's there.
No, she's there. Like, she's... You can see just sort of 2 eyes
Oh.
peering out of the darkness. She hasn't said a fucking word since you guys came down.
Don't tell Effie.
Speaking of which, where is Effie?
Effie's upstairs because Tiffany said she wasn't to go downstairs because she would guard. So Effie's just kind of sat by the fire with like the bottle of whiskey waiting for like Morag or anyone to come back to her and still trying to comprehend what she did.
So, Effie, you are alone in the Hearthside bar. Morag, Meg, Janice have all been carted off to the hospital for their injuries because none of them were doing okay. And of course, Alex went with them because she angry.
Well, I was going to say, because someone sensible had to go with them, and let's face it, that's no longer any of us.
Says the voice of reason.
I know, right? I'm like, at this point, I'm not sure Clark can be counted as a sensible one, because he keeps also getting involved in this shit.
These
I'm dragging
shenanigans.
Clark down with me at all possible times.
So we're gonna...
That's Clark's real. That's gonna be Clark's real character journey. Is like, you know, eventually, like, he's gonna like inadvertently like break some health and safety rule, and like he's gonna implode.
So we're gonna move forward through a little bit of time, because we've just had Mal's whole interaction with the Cult of Cards, and that's taken some time. Effie, you're sitting here in the closest thing you really have to a home. In the ruins of the closest thing you really have to a home. Just kind of staring into the fire. Now, there's a couple of things here. A lot of things have happened. Caligari has very much played his hand and you have beaten him back, but along with that, you still have Marco and his knowledge of who you used to be, although how much you care about that is very much up for debate at the moment. You also know that... Actually, Fraser. Genuinely, because I can't remember. Did Cal tell anybody about his conversation he had with Luciana in the hospital?
Effie. I called Effie like as soon as it happened and said,
Okay.
Luciana said she might be a witness.
You know that Luciana Caligieri has the power to manipulate memories and seems very interested in talking to one of you. And you know that Caligieri is looking for Doug. Last seen here in the company of Wee Bobby, both of whom are very much unaccounted for.
Oh yeah, we don't know where they went.
Effie, like, with the fire light playing on her face, pulls out her phone to see if she can track where Doug's phone went.
There is a missed call. There's a missed call from Ethel.
Phone's back right away.
You call. The phone rings a couple of times. It rings a third time. And then it is answered. You right there, Effie? How you doing?
Don't do that to me.
Don't do what?
What have you done?
She has not done anything. You, on the other hand, seem to have been very busy. You recognize from so long ago the voice of Marco on the other end of the phone. I know all my Italian accents sound the same. Shut the fuck up.
100% wasn't gonna say anything.
It's hard!
I just feel like you watched like in the back annals of your memory, somewhere in your childhood, you watched a film with gangsters on the Riviera, and it stuck with you somehow.
That's really mean. I'm trying my best here.
You said you're doing great,
Okay,
gangsters on the Riviera, Jay. You're doing
Kind
great
of
Gangsters on the
undercutting the
Riviera.
tension of the moment here.
Sorry.
You recognize Marco's voice on the other end of the line. So, and just like yourself, we have also been busy. Hello? Effie? I think they're going to kill us. You recognize the voice of Quentin Q. Caternian.
Fuck.
On the other end of the line. My employer is, I believe, very impressed with you. However, he does not take such slights lightly.
Lights when he came onto my turf.
That is not how he sees it, but I am not one to debate such things.
You know what, Marco? I think we should finally meet face to face.
And I think you have 2 hours to bring us the boy in the mask, or I will kill both of these people. Your move. Click.
Well, shit.
Effie takes the SIM card out of that phone and then throws the phone in the fire in rage.
Yeah, fair!
And then, like, takes a slug for the bottle. just when I stopped caring about where I came from and now finally have a family, someone's gonna fucking try and... Oh. Not in my house, not...
Another one of your phones buzzes.
Please be good news.
It is several text messages. Again, from Ethel's number. And there are there are 3 pictures. In fact, 4 pictures. Each of a person tied to a chair. Ethel, Quentin, Judge Monroe, and the final picture is DS McLean tied to a
What?
chair.
He
died.
He
Yeah!
He's a donut.
Gary could have brought him back. Depending.
Or someone.
That's just. Also, how is Judge
AJ.
Monroe tied up?
We sent her to the hospital
I'm gonna play
Also,
something.
with her sister.
Mad powerful. Sorry, Barry, you do your thing.
I activate my trap card. Flashback, motherfucker!
Before you do, I just want to quickly clear something up. Chris, you just said Judge Monroe, Monster is powerful. You sent her off with Alex, who is self-professed, actually the weakest of the 3 Fury sisters.
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah, but also, like,
And Megan had her shit wrecked.
okay. I
thought everyone
okay.
else was in the hospital still, so I didn't really think there was any other threats.
I will always find new threats, motherfucker!
Oh!
Jay,
How
I
dare
noticed
you
that
punk
Alex
my
wasn't
villains.
in that lineup.
So, we're
I
flashing
think-
back.
Hang on, before you do that,
Uh-huh.
I noticed that Alex hasn't tied up to a chair, so I check her location.
The location of Alex Monroe is back at her station.
A phone.
It rings out.
Yeah, that could be where her phone is.
I call Morag.
Rings out. Like, no, you hear the phone ring behind the bar.
Of course, she doesn't have a smartphone. I keep forgetting. She doesn't
her
have the bar.
Her phone is behind the bar.
Fuck.
She wasn't exactly able to pick anything up. Would you like to call the last obvious person?
Yep.
You call Gladys. Phone rings. Phone rings. Yes!
Gladys.
Effie?
Yes. Yes. Where's Ethel?
She went home.
We've got a situation.
What kind of situation?
Ethel has been kidnapped by Marco and Chialigeri.
Ethel has been kidnapped.
Gladys, I'm going to say... fucking stutter.
Sorry, all I got was Gladys. I'm going to say
I'm going to say this with the utmost respect. But did I fucking stutter? Someone has taken your employee and my friend.
Do you have a plan?
I would
I'm
like to
checking
suggest
some-
murder.
I'm checking some stories.
Well, when you have a plan, you can call me back. Gladys
Did you
hangs up
ever
the phone.
find out, before you hang up, did you ever find out what my mythos was?
You are a mystery, Effie.
Thanks.
Click. What do you
Okay,
wanna-
so, flashback.
Flashback. Okay, the flashback move. Because that's a thing in this wonderful book.
Since when?
Since always. There are three.
Never used it.
There are 4 cinematic moves. The voiceover monologue, which is what you did at the start. The flashback. The montage, which I think we've maybe done one of. And geeking out over the credits.
Wait, we're doing a montage? I want to do a montage of me killing myself in a bunch of stupid ways to see how long it takes me to come back from different things.
Yeah, the important part of the montage
Suicide
is
montage!
the important part of the montage is downtime, but we kind of haven't had any of that.
Suicide montage!
So,
Strange ways to die.
so many strange ways to die. So, the flashback move. Once per session, when you have the spotlight, which you very much do, choose one. You can either describe an action carried out by your character in the past and make a move for that action, and the outcome of that move affects the current scene. Or describe events from your character's backstory that become relevant now. And I can award you with various bonuses depending on what you do there. So, what is Effie flashing back to?
So, you know how Quentin, not like, has fascinating inventions and such?
Mm-hmm.
Back when Effie met with him, she told him all about Marco and his hatred for. It wasn't vultures, was it?
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah.
Prometheus.
And suggested that maybe Quentin should make some, like, eagle drones to ensure his safety and send out locations to a safe participant of his group, per se.
I am going to ask you to roll to change the game here.
Is the flashback move basically just, hey, I'm gonna retcon this thing that will help?
Oh, fully,
Yeah.
yes.
Awesome, I love that concept. I am
It's
so gonna use
mechanical
that later.
retcon.
It is, but you only get it once per session.
I haven't thought of a lot of situations in which I could use it, and potentially
Well-
when I did, I forgot it existed.
Here's the thing. Cal, I think, is the one person who the flashback isn't really a thing for.
Yeah, because I
Because-
can just I can retcon by being like, oh, I have it in my pocket.
Well, your whole thing is improvising in the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And flashbacks don't help with, are very against that.
I'm sure I could think of one or two things.
So, in
we're
that-
fine. I'll be right back.
in that flashback, where you were talking to Quentin, I think we can use your...
You've activated my trump card.
I think we can use your strong reputation
Yeah.
tag as a bonus, but I don't think there's much else that you have that you can use to
That's fair.
this. So you have a +1 to this roll.
Okay, let's...
Show me what you got!
I've got a 5 and a 3.
So that's a 9. That's a mixed success.
Okay.
You remember being in Quentin's workshop when you were gearing up to deal with the dockside rats, and him sort of being very anxious about, you know, you guys using this place as a safe haven. He's like, oh, well, I suppose if there is a man who's rather averse to avian interference, I suppose there may be mechanical methods one could use to alter such a thing, to influence, to perturb quite violently. I suppose such a thing might be well within my grasp.
Your grasp? It's within your remit. Someone as
Madam!
profoundly talented as yourself.
Madam! You flatter me so.
You love it.
Indeed I do. He straightens his waistcoat. I was like, I suppose one could discover something that could be operable within these things. But I don't know. I would have to undergo significant experimentation and testing. I suppose it would. I'm not sure how long such a thing would take to develop.
Just make sure when one has developed a prototype or something of the sorts that you are able to call upon it in a great time of need in a way that would be to your utmost discretion secretly.
You hear a commotion at the front door. Because, of course, the king left a couple of his knights here to, look after the place. And you hear a couple of them is like, "Hey now, what you doing? How you trying to get in here? Who you looking to see?" And you hear a small voice be like, "Look, man, I just got handed a letter that said, come here, hand it over. Okay, it's not my problem."
Effie goes to the door.
There's a child outside, who's holding a letter with a wax seal on it.
I look at the seal.
It is a Q.
Honk.
Hey,
Wonk.
kid. Who's this letter for?
It just says... it says... It tries to read the handwriting. The ineffable and charming Effie, here. At the Heartside Tavern. Or Heartside Bar.
Tavern. He would write tavern.
Yeah, it says tavern. It fully says tavern.
She gives the kid a $5.
Thanks, kid. Kid takes the $5 off you faster than you can see and legs it down the street.
She takes the letter back into the bar and opens up it very gently. Setting the bottle of whiskey to the one side.
You open the letter, and you find inside written fully on parchment.
Of course.
In cursive. It reads, "Dear Sir or Madam, if you are reading this, then something truly... Oh God, what's the word? What would be the word?
Heinous.
No.
Heredious?
Incorrigible.
Something truly unpleasant has occurred to my good self, Professor Quentin Q. Coturnian. Open parentheses. Professorship. Professorship yet to be granted.
Professorship TBD.
Yeah, professorship to be confirmed. If you have received this note, this means that one of my fail-safe protocols has been enacted. Therefore, this note has been hand-delivered by an untraceable, unhackable apprentice, and contains some method that you might be able to use to either to free stroke avenge my good self. The letter is fully reading this aloud, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's like one of the birthday cards when
Yeah,
you open it up.
Oh, of course it is.
Now,
Okay.
I must inform you that if I, Professor Quentin Q. Coturnian, professorship to be confirmed, have perished, then any and all creations at my workshop have been summarily destroyed, in order to prevent them falling into the wrong hands. If, however, I am merely incapacitated, stroke captured, stroke in a life-threatening coma, then my entire laboratory will be placed upon lockdown.
Should take
At
some
which-
sippy whiskey.
At which point, if one were to attempt to enter it, one would be risking one's life and limb, and would be therefore very ill-advised. However, this letter has been written and addressed to yourself specifically. Therefore, it should contain enclosed a device which should assist with my avenging stroke freedom. I hope you are well. Signed, Professor Quentin Q. Coturnian. Professorship to be confirmed.
Why did he address it to Sir and or Madam if he fucking addressed the letter to Effie?
Because it's very clearly a boilerplate letter.
Effie, like, looks for the device.
You shake the envelope, and out falls what appears to be, like, a paper crane, like an origami?
Mm-hmm.
It's a paper crane, but appears to have been folded out of gold.
Oh shoot, ouch. What is this? What are we doing?
Okay.
I'm really not sure. I'm just here now.
She
Oh, no,
sits
sorry.
the crane on the bar.
It says there.
She yells down into the basement. Guys!
I like to think
Yes!
I like to think this is the point when Mal gets in when y'all are shouting between floors at each other.
Yeah,
Get up here!
Effie yells guys and Mal comes through the door.
Okay,
Hello?
I need to remove the extra arms. 1 minute.
Extra
Extra arms! She immediately bursts downstairs to make sure Buck's okay.
extra
Oh,
arms?
don't worry, it's Mark.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
Buck
that's
is
okay.
pristine, and Clark is currently removing the cement-covered overalls because obviously he wore overalls as you do when you were working with cement, so that his
Calcit
own
is
clothes are
covered
completely
in
undamaged.
It's up his tie, it's in his hair somehow.
He's
Some
tied
of his
his hair.
ears.
He's tied his hair back with his tie.
There's
He
cement
looks
in it anyway.
Like
let's
a
be real.
mess.
I was gonna say, I don't think Cal keeps long enough hair that it can be tied back
No,
like
he
that.
doesn't. Sorry,
So he's
I
just
forgot
got like a
it's not
fucking
me.
headband!
I forgot it's not me as a person. He just
No,
has
it's
a
not.
headband on. It's like a sweat guard, you know?
You got for like
I-
punk rock style tie tied around his head.
I am now stuck in the most uncomfortable possible position with my like leaning to one side with my legs up, balanced on the bed, because someone has decided to fulfill his apparently lifelong dream of being a fucking gargoyle.
If only
I
he was
mean-
small enough that you could pick him up and move him.
I mean, who doesn't want to be a gargoyle?
Fraser, fuck off.
10 out of 10 to Fraser. I'm
You
sorry.
do not
that's-
move. You do not move a comfortable cat where they sit on you. That
You
is
do if he's a
basic.
bastard.
He is a bastard. There
All
is
cats
that.
are.
A cab.
I'm just like, I'm just sorry. I'm just thinking of the so many times we've just moved Lyra,
Lyra's a dog!
pick her up, throw her places.
Lyra's a dog. That's a very
Yeah,
different
it's-
scenario.
Hi. Are you good? He's like, I cannot stress him enough how much this little weirdo is just balancing right on the very edge of my thigh. So he keeps shifting his weight back and forth, and this cannot be comfortable. Why? Why are you decided to loaf on the absolute
Yeah,
tiniest
loaf.
part? There we go. Now he's
Hey,
got that.
Jay,
Thank
Yeah.
you, moron.
shall I tie this up for just a perfect, like, pin for tea and crimes break? Guys.
Yeah.
We gotta talk. Shit's hitting the fan even more. Grab a table. I'll bring the whiskey.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Montage. Sorry.
We're gonna need a montage!
Ted!
Ooh, I'm
Drinking montage.
But also, that is about 8:30.
Removing- I was gonna say removing cement from Cal's hair montage. But yes, 8:30. Let's go get tea.
Just fucking saw it out with
Yeah.
clippers. Yeah, let's gonna go for some tea and crimes. I'm gonna crimes.
I'm in a tea. I need to stretch
I'm
my
gonna
legs
sit
as
here.
well. I've been sitting in this chair too long.
I'm
So,
gonna measure
Gonna
my
start
blanket
doing-
against another
I'm gonna start
blanket.
doing lunges
hope people enjoy.
for those of you sticking around.
For the one person in the one person who is watching, who I'm pretty sure is one of you
I
four.
think it's me.
Yeah, I think it's Fraser keeping
Right,
an eye on the
I'm
stream.
gonna start doing lunges for nobody. Oh shit, that chair moves.
Christ.
Goodbye. Forever.
Oh, it's just me. Hello, stream. How's everyone doing? I actually can't read the messages right now, so I hope no one's answered that. It'd be really awkward. I wonder if anyone will. I'm sure some people will see this when they go to rewatch the VODs later, and they'll be like, "Oh, Fraser talked to himself for a couple minutes while everyone's go. Oh God, Johnny's back. He can't know. Don't tell him."
Says a lot about the terror in your voice that I heard that even from my headphones laid on the table.
I was just talking to myself and the people who will be watching this VOD later.
Aye.
You're not one of those people.
No, I'm not.
know you'll
I
never-
don't
you'll
watch.
never know what I said. unless
I
you
don't
check
watch these back in.
timestamp.
I don't watch these back in full. I watch usually like sort of the beginning to get the vibe, and then the end, to understand where we were and what the final moment was, so I can do my notes.
Yeah, that's fair actually. I mean, I rewatch them when I'm going to do a recap. Other than that, I don't really. Because I lived it. Why would I need to rewatch it? You know.
Yeah, but I've got to do prep for these sessions. You don't.
True.
Okay.
I mean, if I need to recap, I will watch it. But
Yeah, that's like a 1 in 4 chance. I don't
Yeah,
have
right.
that. So it's not a 1 in 4 chance. So yeah. One thing I do want to talk about is I received this in the mail today.
Yeah. That's kind of scary.
Which is the sort of the only kind of rules expansion book for City of Mist.
I didn't even know there was any.
This is it. This is it. Shadows and Showdowns. It's commonly sold on their website alongside a book called Knights of Paintown, but that I think is more of a campaign. Because it is also a podcast. Because Knights of Paintown was also a podcast done by. It was the only city. Because when I was, preparing to do this, I tried to see if I could find some City of Mist actual play shows, and Knights of Paintown was kind of the only one I could really find, which was a real shame because I don't know how good a show it is. I don't know how good the characters are. I don't know how good the acting is because I listened to it for their session 0. And like the first 20 minutes of their first episode, before I realized that I just couldn't stand the way the MC talked.
Oh, I hate that. When you're like, this could be really good, but
this could be really good, but it wasn't. No, it was worse than that because it wasn't actually the voice. His voice was fine. It was the verbal mannerisms. Like it was a very stilted and sort of half interrupted talking kind of verbal tickiness, and it just kind of
Yeah.
It just made me
That's
go,
a shame.
no, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't listen to this for the length of an actual play show, which is a real fucking shame. Because one, I want more people to be playing this.
Yeah, City of Mist is great.
Yeah, City of Mist is really fun. Like, if I could get if we could get a season of Dimension 20 that was City of Mist, I would shit myself with joy.
I know you don't watch it as much anymore, but I feel like Adventure Zone is going to do a City of Mist at some point. They did Blades in the Dark.
The Adventure Zone is a lot more likely to do it.
Yeah, they're a lot more like...
Because they did Monster of the Week, they did a couple of other, like, tester things.
They bend the rules regularly.
Oh, yeah. They're much more likely to do City of Mist than any other actual play. But genuinely, the one show that I really would like to see do City of Mist, and it's purely because of one person that's on it, and that is Rolling with Difficulty, who do a sort of Spelljammer campaign. And the reason I really hope that they get into that is because one of the people who's on it is Red from Overly Sarcastic Productions. Whose
that's cool.
whole thing is mythology and folk tales.
Oh yeah, so you know their backstory is just solid.
Exactly. Like that would just be them. I just want to give them a chance to just be like, right, take all that huge vast knowledge you have for this and go fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, I always liked Sun Wukong as like a character concept, but like their video on it is what made me be like, damn, this is actually a very, very cool character.
Yeah, their whole Journey to the West series is great.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've watched all of them, but I watched like the first 2.
Well, it's not done yet.
Yeah, well, isn't it like one of the biggest pieces of literature ever written?
Oh yeah, Journey to the West is fucking huge.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's basically, from what I understand, now, take this as someone who doesn't have a huge grasp on Chinese culture, or folk traditions or mythology, but as far as I understand, the Journey to the West is sort of their codified cornerstone of spiritual mythology, similar to in a way that the poetry and prose eddas are for Norse mythology. Like, when you want to read something, you read that.
Yeah, I mean it's like they're
like it's that. Like if you want to spend the rest of your life reading 2 books about mythology, you read Journey to the West and the Mahabharata, because the Mahabharata is longer, as far as I'm aware.
I don't know how they must spend like their whole life writing it.
I don't
compiling
know.
stories and writing them down.
I don't know. I know even less about the Mahabharata and sort of Indian and Hindu traditions and mythologies than I do about Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Just before anybody says, "Oh, this,"
How
I don't
dare
know.
you.
I don't know shit. My guess is it's something like one of the theories about Homer, which is that Homer was not one guy. The theory is not that Homer was a dude. The theory is that Homer was a succession of dudes.
There's a similar theory about Shakespeare.
I put less credence in the Shakespeare thing.
I mean, apparently a lot about Shakespeare is like a bit of a mystery. Like no one can say 100% any of the things.
Oh, nobody can say 100% about any part of history they weren't fucking there for. This is how conspiracy theories happen. Okay? I put less credence in the Shakespeare thing because we have more written record from that time.
This is one of the things that we were like talking about last week, like the idea of like history getting muddled up because we were talking about the Roman concrete.
Oh shit!
How they use water.
But they never said fresh water. They just assumed seawater.
Yeah, because they're like, well, yeah, that's where water comes from. It comes from the sea. Because they have lakes in Italy.
They had rivers back then, but still.
But still, they always got their water from the sea, and they used seawater. They just didn't write down seawater. They never specified, so people couldn't get the concrete to work until someone tried it with seawater, and they were like, oh, it only works with seawater because the way that salt like helps bind or something. I don't know.
Helps bind with the lime.
I am genuinely amazed, however, that it took us this long to try salt water.
Yeah.
That's the slightly more amazing thing. Is like, just there's gonna be some engineer who's been sitting there and discovers this and just goes,
we're all so stupid.
did fucking nobody try seawater? In the hundreds of years we've been working on this, in the hundreds of years that people have been trying to go, how did the Romans make forts that lasted that long? In those hundreds of years, did nobody fucking go to Brighton and get a bucket?
No,
Seriously?
Why would you?
Why would you want to go to Brighton?
That's a very good point.
Thank you.
You get
Kind of does admittedly torpedo my next joke, which was just like somebody going, "Did nobody go to Dunoon?" Why won't they come back to
Thank you for my
Dunoon?
sustenance.
But yeah, history's a fucked up thing. City of Mist is really, really cool, and I would love to see any of the larger actual play shows do a season of City of Mist.
yeah.
It's a really fun
actual
game.
professional people playing this game.
Actual professionals, because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have definitely been running this game at least a little bit wrong.
Well,
We've been having fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
That's why I haven't bothered to try and correct any of it.
What do you? Let's discuss, because it's a Teenage Crime Break. Why do you think that? What part have we not been doing? We're not going to change what we're doing now.
Oh no.
Talk about it.
Well, firstly, City of Mist has a status system for conditions, for wounds, for stuff like that. We have just not been touching that at all. That's their entire like damage and like long-term effects system. That's their entire thing. Like, it's a good chunk of the game. We just haven't touched it.
We've kind of just been playing it narratively, like
a little bit, yeah.
The effect it has, you know.
A little bit, yeah.
Style, though.
It does.
Yeah, but it works. So that's why I haven't been coming back and being like, well, we should actually be doing this, because we have internal consistency, and that is the absolute most important thing in storytelling, and I would argue even more so in tabletop RPGs, because I have read and I've seen a lot of RPG horror stories, usually from D&D. So many of them stem from the DM has this ruling that they abide by, that they just didn't fucking tell the players about, and then the players were just like, what do you mean I can't do this thing that is entirely reasonable at every other table? And then the DM flips out.
Yeah, I've never
Usually
had
in the
a
name of
DM
real.
flip out about it. Usually because I'm the one that lets it go, because I feel like, the fun of the other people at the table is more important. But I've had moments like that where I've been like, I don't agree with your ruling, and it's kind of, and
See-
like, because every other DM I've done did it this other way, but it's your table, it's your game, so I'm gonna let it go. But it's ruined what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna end my turn. I usually just end my turn when shit like that happens, or I attack, I guess.
See,
Because I try and do something creative, and the DM just shuts me down and goes, "No, that's not how the game works." And I'm like, "Oh."
I can
happens
as much as I like to think of,
Not
I'm
you.
getting, yeah, as much as I like to think I'm getting better as a yes and DM, I can kind of respect, like, a DM having a ruling and you disagreeing with that. I can understand that. It's when the DM says, no, this is how the game is played, and you're like, no, it's not, because this is what the rules say, and they're like, no, but this is the homebrew rule that we've always been working with, and you just go, you didn't fucking tell us that.
I am
Communicate
kind
with
of
your players.
I'm a bit passive aggressive when it comes to it sometimes. I do
Or else.
often let the DM know, like, I think you are playing the game, like, not as intent, like, because often they'll be like, no, this is how the game works, and I'm like, no, it's not, but it's your ruling, and I will respect that, but it's not how the game is.
It's
I agree with you to have this rule, but
I agree that that's your opinion.
I disagree with your rule, but I will fight to the death for you to have it.
Exactly. It's the freedom of
Yeah.
speech thing. It's like, I will disagree with your opinions until the end of fucking days, but I will fight until my dying day for you to have those opinions.
Yeah.
The only problem, because here's the thing, it's like every DM, every game master, every person who runs a tabletop RPG has different ways that they like to do things. I have not started a new campaign of specifically D&D in a long time, but I know that the next time I do that, the first thing I am going to do before anybody even starts making their characters is I'm going to get everybody in and I'm going to like, right, these are the homebrew rulings I'm going to use. Because there are a few homebrew rulings I would like to use, but I have been running a D&D campaign for more than 2 years now. And
So
I
everyone
don't
knows your rulings.
Yeah, everyone
At
knows
that
how I
table.
rule things. I don't want to change them because this is a cool new thing that I've found, but it will upset how we kind of do things. For example, a friend of mine who DM'd for me for a while had a way of running critical hits in D&D, which I think is way better than the regular ruling.
And you froze.
For a minute.
Yeah, sorry. He's got a way of dealing with critical hits in D&D that I think is way better than the regular ruling. Because in Dungeons and Dragons, the way that when you roll an nat 20 on an attack,
Wow.
you roll twice the amount of damage dice. But I have been in that situation a couple of times where I've rolled those twice the amount of damage dice, and it just hasn't been very high on either of them, and so the crit kind of sucks. The way that this friend of mine does it is that he basically went, right, so when you crit, you roll damage as normal, and then you add on what your max damage would have been. So, say you are rolling 2d6 for your damage. Say we're using a greatsword. You would attack, you'd get that nat 20, you would roll 2d6, you would add whatever your relevant modifiers, whatever your weapon bonus, whatever your attack bonus was, and then you would add 12, like the max roll of those dice. Because that means no matter what, even if you roll 2 1s on that, you're doing a lot of damage. And so it makes those crits feel good. But I haven't implemented that in my my home D&D game because that's not how we were running crits from the start, and it would feel weird to upset things at this point. And there's a couple of other little rulings like that I would like to introduce, but it'd be a bad thing to introduce into the middle of a game. So basically, yeah. Back to the point I'm making. Internal consistency is really important. Because I have a whole rant. I want to go on about this, but I really shouldn't, because
Well, Chris isn't back yet.
Yeah, Chris
One
isn't
of
back,
my-
but it's a rant about actual storytelling, and therefore I will be here all night.
One of my DMs does.
Save it for
critical
the
hits
credits.
By you roll the damage dice and then you double what's on the damage dice.
Yeah,
But
that's
don't
reasonable.
Don't double any modifiers. You just add modifiers as normal.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That is another cool way of doing it.
It usually ends. So if you roll low, it's still doubled, so it's like better. But it's still kind of sucks when you roll like a 1 and it's like, oh great, now it's a 2.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
that's. I still think like. So, little bit of a slight bit of a tangent. Not another D&D podcast do this little sideshow sometimes they call Turtle Tank, which is a play on Shark Tank, where basically they get people to bring in homebrew to them to approve or invest in. It's kind of if you're not from the stupid country, then think Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
So basically, and so much of the homebrew they get is people trying to alter crits, and this is like, stop trying to do complicated shit with it. Just stick in a multiplier or something, and that's it. Leave it alone. Because the way that D&D handles critical hits is can be a little naff at times. Because we all know how good it feels to roll a nat 20 when you're doing something.
Yeah, and then when it doesn't pay off, it's like, oh, what was the point in rolling that nat 20?
Yeah, that's why I always have a problem with Dungeon Masters who say a nat 20 isn't an automatic crit on isn't an automatic success on a skill check. Because then I'm sitting there being like, then there is literally no way I could have done this. At which point, just fucking tell me that and don't get my hopes up.
Yeah, I hate it when they set like the DC to like DC 30 or something, and then like you can't possibly roll it, but they make you roll anyway, and they say no. Like you might as well have just said you can't do that.
Yeah, because at that point you're like,
the roll.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, this is why like if someone's rolling a DC 30 check, I think honestly you should tell them the DC, and you're like, I'm gonna warn you, this is gonna be a stupid high check, because then that can actually lead to something that I think is often quite fun, where basically the entire party gets together and be like, alright, let's stack some fucking bonuses. Like the cleric's being like, guidance, and the bard is just like, inspiration! And you're like, how can we bullshit our way to rolling this awesome check?
I feel like a lot of D&D, a lot of people often think that they need to have like, they need to keep secrets between DM and player, and like everything needs to be like, oh, I can't tell the DM my plans, I need to surprise them with it. And I feel like a lot more transparency would go a long way to having a lot more fun.
I mean,
Because
some transparency.
if everyone at the table knows the DC and knows like the AC of the monster, there's nothing like watching the dice roll and then everyone at the same time goes, yeah, because they know you succeeded by looking at the dice, rather than like looking at the DM being like, did we win?
It's almost like we're all playing a game together and it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I would argue there's a balance there, because as a long-time DM, there are few things that are more fun than my players being like, all right, I've got an idea. I'm going to do this thing. And then they like, all right, they do this thing. And I'm like, and that lets me do this. And they just whomp me out of nowhere. It's a wonderful feeling as a dungeon master to just go, wait, fucking what?
Well, that's part of the joys of collaborative storytelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes is when surprises happen. So
Exactly.
yeah, a balance. Always a balance.
Especially when those surprises are happening to the person who is supposed to know everything about the story.
Exactly.
Like, this is the thing, I feel like the DM spends so much time making sure everyone else is having fun that when you come up with a really stupid, bullshit, hilarious way to do something, it's like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun for the DM.
Yes. This is our public...
We are playing in the space together.
This is our public service announcement. Remember, players, whomp your DMs. Make sure that they're having a good time too, because they put in all this effort to make sure you had a good session. Even like, you don't necessarily have to go, hey, are you having a good time? Sometimes all you need to do is just bring the snacks.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, great moments.
Quack.
Good quack.
Quack indeed.
Great moments. Great moments.
Man, the quack is great here.
Absolutely. And like, great moments in like the campaign I was running. When I shocked and appalled everybody. Loaf of Elf.
Elf loaf!
when one player turns around and just does the most godly thing imaginable. Alex stopping an entire city in its tracks with one intimidation check.
Oh, because I was going to say, which one of Sam's bullshit moments was this going to be?
Oh, yeah,
Was it going to be the Jack Sparrowing onto a ship and liquidizing its captain? Or was it going to be surfing down the hill in a bazaar and obliterating my plan?
I really hate that we don't have time to for you to tell all of these stories.
No, because we're not telling any more of that story. I was doing a little thing rescuing circus animals, and then the bard comes literally surfing down the street, pursued by the entire city.
Mary.
To the tune of Proud Mary.
That's beautiful.
Followed by basically the entire town being like, stop thief.
Honestly, it was so good because I had the whole party doing this big stealth heist,
Yeah.
and they were pulling it off so
It was
well.
my idea!
And no, they were doing so well. Everything was rolled really, really well. It was
We were
great.
really tense!
I do absolutely love, by the way, Johnny saying we're not going to tell any more of that story. And you immediately told the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, trust me, this is not the whole thing. This doesn't even come close to the whole thing.
Welcome to the Honey Brothers Twitch channel. That's the summary.
Welcome to the Honey Brothers Twitch channel. Go to the Scottish Wookiees Twitch channel to find this shit. I'm sure Alex has the VOD somewhere.
I hope
Hey, Effie, what's that gold crane?
Anyway.
Smooth.
Yeah, what's with the shiny stuff?
Segway.
Yes. Thank you, Fraser. That was about as smooth and easy as a sandpaper dildo.
That was about as smooth as one of Chrissy's chat up lines.
Hey.
Call back.
Cal, actually, I think you'll find that the crane and segways are separate machines. And that is a crane.
Oh, I wasn't.
Mark.
The Segway line wasn't to you.
Am I not
One.
allowed to be part
It was
of
to
these
them.
conversations now?
It was to them.
3, 4.
Don't worry about it.
No fourth wall has been broken here, Cal. I don't care.
What's a fourth wall?
I fucking hate.
Jonathan, my next character is going to be the mythos of Stanislavski and the insurance
No!
of the fourth wall.
As Bugs Bunny, I can legally break the fourth wall. I just haven't done it yet.
He is right.
I am so angry. I am so angry at the crane segue line. I'm sorry. I am genuinely so unbelievably angry at that.
I will never apologize.
Ignore the crane for now.
If I play a character, I'm going to have the relic that is Chekhov's gun. Anyway!
That's good.
I'm actually reading a book where there is a blunderbuss in it called Chekhov.
Either that or a lampshade. I can just hang on things. So, we re-enter the story as Effie gently places Quentin's golden crane on the bar, and Mal re-enters the hearthside after her conversation with the Cult of Cards. Finally, our party is reunited once again to look at this folded shit and wonder what the fuck is going on.
Guys, the crane isn't the important thing here. Look. She puts the phone down with the pictures of the folk tied up. If I need to get a projector, I fucking will.
Yeah, that's not good.
Shit.
Those ropes have been very poorly tied.
Yeah, and DC McLean's still alive. Anyone notice that?
Yeah.
Died.
Yeah, what's the...
I was struggling with that, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you're not alone too.
Surely
Guess who's
they're...
gathered all those people, by the way?
Who?
Marco.
Fuck. Do
Because
we know where they are?
this crane does. I'm not sure how it works.
I would just like to...
Did you get any instructions? Or a manual?
No. It's Quentin.
Fair enough.
He doesn't do instructions. It's
Bef-
beautiful.
Before we rush off, can I just... I understand that 2 members of our party have very successfully managed to commit great violence against Don Caligari and be very, very successful with it. But I am just concerned that there may be a member of the enemy forces who has the power to resurrect the dead.
That would kind of suck.
That would be very bad, yes.
We do know. So, I told Effie this earlier. So, out of character for a second. Did I tell the rest of them? Did we have a conversation, like a catch up about Luciana?
You told Effie. I genuinely don't know if you told anyone else.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
what was the
did
deal
in
again?
canon. Anyway, back in character. About Luciana, a lot of stuff has happened in the last day that I didn't really get a chance to tell you guys. I told Effie. I had a conversation with her in the hospital.
With Luciano.
With Luciana before the whole restaurant incident and all that.
After. This was very much
After.
post-restaurant.
Yeah,
Yes,
post-restaurant.
sorry, it was both restaurant.
That's why she was in the hospital.
Yeah. We had a conversation and she said she wanted to talk to Effie and that she was there when Zeus was killed. The mythos of Zeus. John
Oh, wow.
Henderson.
Yeah, because she was
She
banging him.
watched it happen. She's a witness and she's willing to testify in our case to the Furies.
There's a point, actually. Where the fuck is Vincenzo?
Oh yeah, he
Her
never showed up.
lawyer?
I've been here the whole time! How you not noticed me? Vincenzo, you look up. Vincenzo is clinging to the ceiling.
Okay, so
You
you've
just watch
watched
all this
absolutely
happen?
everything that's happened.
Dude, not cool.
It's a private conversation, man.
I'm sorry, Vincenzo was terrified!
Wait, get down here.
No.
Please get down here.
Come here.
He lets go of the ceiling and
Do I have to
Fully-
get a broom or
fully-
something? Like, get down off the fucking ceiling.
he
man.
fully hits the bar on with all of his spine and rolls onto the floor.
I walk over to him, I take out my wallet, I take out $1 and I put it in his pocket. That's a retainer, attorney-client privilege. Okay, as we were saying...
See, Vincenzo understands.
Also, Vincenzo, do you agree with what happened in the bar with your other client?
No, Vincenzo is very scared. That is why Vincenzo has been clinging to the ceiling this entire time.
So if Vincenzo is going to represent us against Caligari, is he going to be too scared or is he going to be a man?
No, Vincenzo... Vincenzo! In the court of law, Vincenzo will always represent his client with the most vehement zeal.
Who is your client?
Okay, I actually don't know their.
client.
I actually do not know their names, but you are my clients.
Correct.
Yeah!
Now,
Clark
No, I
picks
thought
his
that
jaw
felt
up
like
off
a-
the floor.
That felt like a round of applause moment, is that
No.
just me?
Vincenzo, I need you to go back to your office, and when the trial is recalled, we will call upon you, and we need you to fight with your utmost heart. And
But like, in a
we
legal
may also
battle.
have some blood for you.
Vincenzo's appearance was so ludicrous that Kelly dropped
Kelly
out of the
hates
call.
Vincenzo.
This is the first time that anyone except Mal has met Vincenzo.
Clark isn't dealing well.
It's okay, Vincenzo. I know a guy who can get you the freshest of blood that you
Oh,
love.
Vincenzo is a
Clark
straight.
is now
Hey,
has
Effie,
gone
what
from
the
like
fuck?
staring with like horror at Vincenzo for his very unsafe fall from the roof to now staring at Effie with the utmost horror at the very unsafe.
Effie is
suggestion
not
of
looking
blood
at either of
procurement.
them. She's looking
Oh.
directly at Vincenzo.
I don't think Cal clocks he's a vampire. So he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Shh. Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck did I miss?
Vincenzo.
Just Vincenzo being Vincenzo.
Vincenzo is being
Yeah.
Vincenzo.
Effie is promising Vincenzo the freshest blood, and Cal and Clark are both staring with like
Also
concern.
Also
Well, Vin-
concerned.
While Vincenzo is utterly flattered by the offer, Vincenzo is a strictly vegetarian these days. Okay?
Oh.
I have a
Great.
very lucrative deal going with basically every butcher shop in this entire city.
Oh, bravo,
Fair
bravo.
enough. Being a liar will.
Do you have any idea how much easier it is for Vincenzo to drink an entire pig's worth of blood than it is to go out and hunt a person and drink them, or even
Vincenzo,
steal from the
we have
hospital?
drama going on here. We need you to go back to your offices and await for being recalled.
See,
Gather your power.
Vincenzo will do his utmost and his best. He whips off a salute, turns into a bat, and fucks off.
So away.
Great.
Fuck.
Where were we?
You see that
Alright,
as he is wildly flapping away, the bat is holding a little briefcase. In its
Effie just
claws.
slumps back in her- Effie just slumps back into like the armchair and takes a swig from the whiskey bottle.
I think Vincenzo might be one of my favorite NPCs for this campaign that I just remembered existed.
Discord frozen.
So, as I understand it,
Vincenzo De Rosso.
we have some people to rescue.
Yeah, well, there was one more important piece of information that I didn't get to finish. Luciana's power.
What about it?
It is to alter people's memories.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I told
Is
you
it
this,
to
Effie.
alter or help people remember?
Alter. Edit.
Are you suggesting to me that Detective Sergeant McLean did not die, and we remember him dying because Luciana made us remember him dying?
Yeah, he might have never died in the first place. We can't rule that out.
What I don't get is how Meg ended up there when Alex was with her. Like, Alex wouldn't let
Alex-
anything bad happen.
I mean, think about how many mythoses they have on their side. Alex isn't the most powerful of the Furies. She could have been
Jonathan, can I
overpowered.
ask a pertinent question?
Sure.
Given everything that's happened today, and given we've had a time skip, what time of day is it?
I don't think it's after 5 p.m.
You
Because I
arsehole.
no, because I think we did actually start this. Because this is still the same day. Actually, no, this is the same day as the restaurant. And you guys did that before. You guys did
What?
that. Oh yeah.
How is it the same day as the restaurant and it's not after 5 p.m. now?
Yeah, now that I'm saying that, it was just actually when I realized, oh no, this is the same day as the restaurant. I was like, but you started that really early.
It was
So I'm gonna-
we did. It was like 8, 9 a.m. We were at the restaurant. Like it's
Tell-
not
No,
like
there's
7
been a
a.m.
day in
even.
between. There
There
has been
hasn't.
a day in between.
There hasn't.
Clark went to the hospital and got treated,
Clark got into emergency surgery.
and with
Then
just
Mal and I fought our way out.
Yep.
I
Taxi
missed
crash.
you.
Yep.
I fought my way
Then
out. Talked to Luciana.
You did that
Yep.
to Luciana.
I
While
left
the
the
heart side.
hospital.
And we realised Effie was missing, so we went to go
Effie went to the
tour.
Yep.
sewers.
we went and got Effie
Yep.
from the underworld. Then came
I
back
started walking
and
home.
met
Yep.
Caligari.
Yep.
I ran into King and then went back.
And
to
then
the
we've
bar.
just done all of that.
So it's
that
Nobody-
was- that-
Nobody's gone to bed yet.
It feels
decently
like it's
late. Yeah.
like
So-
8 p.m. or something.
In the space of 8 hours, Clark,
Yes.
as Vincenzo flies away, you feel the world tick. And it is that inscrutable, unnameable feeling of 5:01 p.m. 10.
Clark mutters, time and a half, and then turns round to Effie. Effie, you said that the person holding our friends captive is Marco.
Yes, he
The one-
made that very clear to me on the phone.
The one who can see into the future.
He can't see into the future. He has foresight. That isn't seeing into the future.
And he gave you a 2-hour time limit.
No, he hasn't given me any time limit.
Actually, he did give you a 2-hour time limit.
He did give you a 2-hour
Fuck's
time.
sake. Yes.
In which case, then, I offer you the silver bullet to a time limit against someone with foresight.
I'm listening.
I am now off the clock, which means we are working in overtime. And that means that we can strike Marco now, with 0 prep time and as much time to prepare as we need.
Is this your wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can give him exactly no time to prepare. But you all need to agree to it.
Sure.
Before we do anything, I also have news.
Oh yeah. What's up?
Figured out my mythos.
Hey!
Congratulations!
Well done!
I went with number 1, and he introduced me to, well, you know, his name's not number 1. There's, how do I put this? Okay.
His name is Adrian.
Adrian! Sorry.
There's a. Oh, for fuck's sake, am I frozen again?
No.
No, we've got you.
I think we're frozen for her though.
Everything is
Now
right.
she's frozen.
Now she's frozen.
Great
Yeah.
look for her, though.
And now
It's a hell of a grimace.
She's gonna disconnect from the call. Right
Actually,
now.
Jay, now's your chance to, like, make a... Oh,
Oh.
never mind.
I'm back.
You're back? Yay,
I'm
you're
back,
back!
I'm back.
Yay.
So, there's a whole fucking group of us. My power that my people that my powers are linked to. We've all got numbers because we are tarot cards.
Oh.
So you got your powers at Hot Topic?
You don't know how accurate that is because my tarot card is death.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I completely forgot. Sorry. I reach into my pocket and I pull out a tarot deck and a dream catcher that I have had in my pockets for quite a while. I got these as presents for you guys down at the market stall.
What?
Yeah. Funnily
What?
enough, the old woman who sold me to them said I should give the cards
Oh shit, you did actually.
Effie.
You're not making that. That's not bullshit. That's
I'm not
actually
making
something I
that
did.
happen.
Fuck.
Check the VODs. The woman said I should give the cards to Effie and the dream catcher to you.
That feels
I wonder what that
like
could mean.
the wrong way
That-
around.
Yeah.
Want to swap?
No. No, if you were told by a creepy old woman that was at a market stall that we should have these things in particular, then
I forgot about that.
why
She
not?
didn't even know who you guys were. I think she just knows things. She
Yeah, a
lives
lot of
up
people
in
know.
King's
I've heard
Domain.
weirder.
Where's King? Is he still here?
No, he's long
No,
gone.
King
No,
He
headed
fucked
back.
off.
He went
Okay,
home.
good.
It left
He left
some
a
of
couple
these
of nights
guys.
guarding the place, but okay, well that's weird. Anyway,
Wait 1 sec. Hey! Your hair gel can't handle the fire. Get away from it.
The greaser
Yeah.
goes scurrying away.
Thank you very much.
the greaser hisses and scurries.
From attempting to light his cigarette off the fire, he just.
No
Crawls up the
smoking in
wall.
here.
No, that's Vincenzo.
Yeah, so there are quite a few of us. I
Oh.
don't know how familiar y'all are with tarot cards, but I met, like, the big man.
Wait, which number are you?
13. Death.
Effie shuffles
flip,
through the
flip.
cards to
Yeah.
see. What one's the big man?
Death. Oh, the big man. That would be number one. The world.
Huh.
For fuck's sake, a
Cool.
long moments to freeze.
We can still hear
Your
you.
voice
Heard you,
didn't
it's okay.
freeze.
Oh, no, it's
Crazy
silent.
Lots of things have
people
happened in the
around
last,
the world.
like, 12 hours.
I don't know about you,
Freezing.
but I really could do with a nap or
We really don't have time.
resolve. I
I'm
know.
so sorry that I keep freezing.
That's fine.
I met the world and he promised to help us, basically, so long as I help them and the Cult of Cards
That's
with a
cool.
ritual at some point.
Oh,
You're
weird.
you're gonna help a cult with a ritual.
Sounds kinda
Okay, well, when
fun.
you put it like that sounds bad, but, like, you know, we're all part of a bigger set, and there's this prophecy that, like, when all
Okay,
22
let me
of us
guess.
are
You're
alive,
tier 1, but that was only £100, and then to get tier
didn't
2, you have to
charge
put
me
in,
any.
like,
So-
like
fuck off,
500.
man. It's not.
You get
it's
extra
not a marketing
perks.
scheme.
You
no,
get to
there's-
like rank 2 Ultra Heaven.
Basically, this is the first time in a really long time that all 22 of us have been alive at the same time, because apparently the power sort of passes on from person to person over a certain amount of time, and it's been a really long time since someone has had the power of the Death Guard. But there's a prophecy and a ritual to save the world, and the way I see it, we get help, and also the world gets saved from some other threat later on if I help with this ritual. So, like, win-win
What flavor are you going for?
flavor.
Flavor of Kool-Aid.
Look, I just got us 20 new allies who are all rifts.
Yes, but that sort of
You have
help
a good
doesn't
point.
come without a cost, and we don't know what the ritual involves.
Okay, hear me
Mal-
out though. If we do set them against Caligari, quite a few of them will probably die, and then we don't really have to worry about them that much.
I mean, well, it turns out they had a bit of a deal with Caligari a while back. Not like a deal, but in a sort of a,
Okay.
you know.
What was the deal?
Pick your words.
I mean, it was a you say it my way, we say it your way kind of deal. It was like we leave each other alone. We will not try and interfere with each other's business as long as that goes both ways. By targeting me, he's interfered with their business.
No.
Mal, you also remember that 21 mentioned.
I know,
that-
I'm aware.
Okay, cool. Just
No, like that sort of thing doesn't happen unless someone asks for something. What did Caligari
Okay,
ask
look.
for?
I am going to interject here and say something that really feels ironic coming from me, but we don't have time for this.
I was gonna say that we now have 1 hour and 52
You're
minutes
right.
before all our
We don't have
friends
time.
die. So
We don't have time. Look, we'll get bogged down in the details later. Regardless, I have made the deal, and they are going to help us.
we need to figure out this crane. That's step 1. Figure out where
Step-
they are, then make a plan around that.
Okay, but I'm going to say this
Agreed.
one last thing before we move on.
Yeah.
Mal, I'm not letting anything bad happen to you. I can't.
Likewise.
Ditto.
Likewise, that's the point.
Clark, I will make sure you're safe.
I appreciate
I guess
that.
Cal can go fuck himself then. Right, okay, crane.
I
Let's
got
look
you
at
a
the crane.
present.
So, is
Do
it made of
we-
solid gold, or is it like gold-plated paper?
it's like someone has taken a sheet metal gold and folded it into this shape.
Can it be unfolded, is what I'm asking.
Yes, gold is quite a soft material. You could probably do it with your hands.
Let's not unfold it. I remember speaking to Quentin, telling him about eagles and birds when we were getting organised with the
Okay.
dock rats.
Did he leave you any hints?
Maybe we
This is
kind
a
of,
letter.
like- I
Alright,
pick
read the
up the
letter.
crane and I kind of look at it and go,
Cal,
Definitely
You-
remember what it said.
Cal, you read the letter, basically saying, if you're reading this, then I'm either captured or dead. Please use the enclosed item to either free or avenge me. You actually notice a postscript at the end that Effie did not, which was, this message will self-destruct in, and there's a counter that is actually, the lettering is changing and counting down, and it says 3, 2,
Scrumple up into a ball and I throw it across the room.
it lands in the fireplace and just goes.
Oh.
dude, what the fuck?
It self-destructed.
Yeah.
It looks like you destructed it.
It said self-destruct on it. It self-destructed. Hand to God.
Oh, anyway. Right, look, okay, I know that this isn't Dungeons and Dragons. Is there anything I can see or remember or, like, you know,
Okay.
do I know
so,
anything?
In fact, I have an idea. Since we've just introduced the idea of flashbacks, in terms of like roles and things that we can do,
Okay.
Clark famously went around Quentin Q. Caternian's workshop, freaking out over like the health and safety problems and like going and like measuring out the whole place.
So I did.
Uh-huh.
do that.
What are the odds I would have that I could flash back and say that I might have seen instructions that would be of a device similar to this?
0.
Oh well.
Pretty sure
Okay,
he made
do
this
I know anything?
afterwards based on the conversation with Effie.
So, you don't know anything about the crane, but you know that it will assist in dealing with Marco.
Actually,
Yep.
Right.
Effie looks at it and is like, maybe I could figure out some of its story. And tries to see a web around it.
You look at you look at the object, you're not really getting a story out of it. Because your ability is very centered on people.
Damn it.
But as you pick it up and examine it closely, the traditional paper folded crane has a sort of like indent in the neck. Like it's folded, the neck is sort of triangular facing out like that.
Mm-hmm.
You look very closely at it and you see embossed up the inside of it. It just says, "Bet you didn't see this coming."
I'm pretty convinced you're supposed to fucking throw it at him.
Okay.
I mean, if we want to give that a go, then I reckon we go.
So, having seen this, what does Effie do?
It would mean Marco couldn't foresee it. I know a guy who can make this work.
Yes, it's Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin's
Sorry.
name.
Yeah.
Two faces flash into your vision as you think about that. One is Quentin, the other is you.
I have never been so upset at something I 100% agree with.
So this is less
Okay.
about finding him and more about doing something about it when we get
Yes, yeah.
there. So we need to... Wait, didn't Marco say bring us the boy?
Yeah, we need to find Doug as well.
Well,
We can find him later. I reckon we kick Marco's cunt in.
yeah.
Well, if we don't know where
obviously
Doug
out of
is, he
character.
might be in danger to Kialigeri. And
True, he might be in danger. These four are in danger right now.
I have it in good authority if we don't also find Doug. Doug's mythos will fuck the world up.
Oh. Jeez, I don't want to split the party again, but we are.
I don't want
time
either.
crunch.
I don't want either.
I'm not splitting the party. It's not happening. We will actually die if we do it
I
again.
don't want to either, and I do think that
Here's
Doug
Here's the
will be
thing.
safer if we take out Marco first.
Here's the thing. They don't know where Doug is because Marco wouldn't go to these lengths. He wouldn't do something
You're
like
right.
this if they knew where he is. They think he's with us. So we just
You've got a point.
Marco can't see wherever Doug is. Marco can't see him, and wherever that is the safest place to be.
exactly.
Frankly.
We find him later. We kick the shit out of Marco right now. Honestly, don't you think you could just message him and say, where should we meet you?
Effie pulls out one of her phones and sends a message.
Takes a couple of minutes, but you get a reply back that is just a pin. It's just it's actually no, because your phones are quite old. They're burner phones. It's a set of map coordinates.
I'm now going to ask that we don't come up with a plan.
That is exactly my style.
What?
Everyone hold hands.
What are we doing? What do you
We're
mean no
doing
plan?
something. I hold Clark's hand. It's better if I don't know what it is.
Thank you, Cal.
Because I know what it is.
Yeah,
Now?
I take his hand. And yeah,
Effie,
I reach out to Effie.
no plan. I hold out my hand.
If we have a plan, he knows what it is.
Why can't you guys let me do my thing? Takes both our hands.
Okay, I stop time. All of it.
Okay.
Except for the four of us.
all of it forever, for everywhere.
Okay, so
Yup.
Clark has stopped time in small ways before, and he has accelerated in ways. I need to know a couple of things when you're doing this. Which is one, how long do you want to stop time for?
The intention is to stop time and use that stopped time to come up with a plan to find Marco and to use it to enable the enacting of a plan.
And
Because
two,
Marco then can't foresee it.
okay. Two, you want to stop time across the entire city, correct?
Yes.
You're not just stopping time in an office or in a little piece of, or in a restaurant, or you're stopping the entire city because you want to comb the whole city.
Yep.
I think this is a stop holding back roll
I agree.
because this is very similar to your little trick with the van,
It is a bit.
except longer. So, okay, we're going to look at it. We are going to look at it like this. Because the stop holding back, as I have done several times throughout the course of this campaign, the stop holding back move has several tiers. And I am going to offer you different benefits for each tier. Because this is probably your biggest rug pull. And you know that there is at least one other person, potentially two other people, because you have met the Traveler, two other people who have the power to manipulate time. So, on a significant move, you will stop time for the entire city. For 8 hours. But both the Dawn and the Traveler will be unaffected. For a no return, I will roll a dice to determine whether or not the Dawn is also stopped. Again, I will give you 12 hours for that as well. For an ultimate sacrifice, the Dawn and the Traveler will absolutely be stopped by this. But, and you will get as much time as you need. But it is an ultimate sacrifice. So...
What a time to freeze.
So, that's what we're doing! We are freezing time here! So that is your choice. Eight hours, the Dawn can move around. 12 hours, you have a chance to stop the Dawn. As much time as you need. And the Dawn is stopped. But it may kill Clark.
We can't hear you, Chris.
Chris, you are fully...
Fucking, I forget I'm on push to talk.
You can't do shit like it to me, man! I am so tense here! I have the dice tower ready and everything!
Okay?
Make sure
I would
you
like to bargain. Okay? I will go for the ultimate. On the condition that I can pull others out of time. Specifically, the 4 people we are looking to rescue. That if needed, I can also pull them out of time before we go for Marco. That would not be infinite time. That would be when we get there. This would be entirely like a conditional. When we get there, I can grab them, put them to safety, and then we go.
Done.
Okay. What am I rolling?
You are...
Please don't fucking
You
die.
really want to play that backup character, huh?
You are rolling plus Logos. Which for you, I believe, is +2.
Yep.
Now, for everyone at home, the ultimate sacrifice. On a 7 to 9, you are killed, destroyed, or transformed forever. You cannot face danger to reduce this. On a 10 plus, on a full success, you will be replacing a theme. So you will lose a huge part of yourself. Even if you succeed. If you fail, even slightly, something is going to change in Clark forever. And Clark may be giving up his life for this cause. Are you sure you're ready for that?
If I'm not ready now, then when the fuck am I going to be? Right?
Spoken like a true safety officer. You have a +2 to this roll. Give me what you got.
I really don't want to look at this. This is my little purple dice that I got from the con we went to down in London, and my little bun dice.
I am
You're
so
introducing the
tense right
people-
now.
You're introducing the 2 people that will spell your downfall.
Yeah,
I gave you those bunny dice.
you did.
And what did they roll?
Well, the bunny dice rolled a 6.
What did the purple dice roll? The purple dice rolled a 1.
So that's a 9 total.
That's a 9 total.
Hey, Johnny.
Clark. Fraser?
Can I ask you something?
What?
What would I have to sacrifice to use a help point on Clark right now?
Your life.
I put my trust in Clark.
Because, mechanically speaking, the stop holding back move is... It is unaffected by everything else. It is your last ditch, final moment. It's me against the world. This is all I have.
I have a question.
And... Yep.
If Clark is about to die here, do I sense that?
We're gonna go through the scene first. And we'll see that. Because I've killed the music and we're gonna do solemnity now. Clark. You have been through so much in the last few days. You have made new friends and seen so much of a mad part of the city that you never thought you would. And you have fought so hard. You have gone toe to toe with the avatar of Kronos, fully ready to lay down your life for your city. And you survived that. So in this moment, as you take the hands of your friends, you close your eyes, and you listen for that familiar, incredible sound, so far, so loud, and so deep that it is beyond hearing. That tick, tick, tick. The clockwork that powers all of creation. But this is different. You have slowed the hand. You even stopped it for a little place before. You stopped it in larger places, but this is different. This is something beyond, because you can feel the spring that is turning the hands of creation. And you reach out to the great pendulum that swings. And you grasp it. And you hold it tight. And you feel every atom of the city, of the people, of the mist, of the world. You feel it all come grinding to a halt. You, Clark Smith, have stood in front of the universe and taped it off, saying, "Danger of death, do not cross." And you turn your back on it, with these people beside you, these people who are here to save it all, to do the right thing. And Clark, as you open your eyes, holding their hands in the hearthside, where you can see the dust hanging in the air, you realize that your heart has stopped beating. You're still here. You're still standing. You're thinking. You can feel all of you. But that thumping sound that has always been part of your hearing, that has always been there, is gone. You have all the time in the world. But you know that when the world starts again, you won't start with it. And that is where we will end our session.
That is fucking cruel. Oh.
Thank you everybody for joining us for this evening's session. We are going to go over to Patreon.
We're all going to yell at Jay for a while.
I am so going to suffer for what I have just said. And yeah, we'll be there to geek out over the credits. I'm not going to do the usual social media spiel because it feels crass at this stage. But thank you all very much for watching us. And we will see you next time on City of Mist. Goodbye.
Hi guys.